nichemarketing.com and infomarketerzone.com. I'm glad you could take a few minutes to join us today. We're going to discuss a topic that I think many of you may be aware of some of the steps and how to do, but I think for this video, it's really, think of it as a reminder video, and what we're going to talk about is how to research niche markets and discover online business opportunities, online business ideas, and in fact, product ideas and content development ideas you may never have thought of. And so I think a lot of you probably understand one or two of these steps, and maybe some of you even understand all of the steps, but to apply them consistently is a very challenging thing. So we want to think of this as a reminder, and I need this reminder as well, but this is the basis, the niche marketing system I use every time I go and look for a new business opportunity or I look for a new product opportunity. And we start off first, the very first step, there's 5 steps to this process. The very first step is discovering what's already out there. You want to investigate demand and supply of what is the existing situation within your market. So let's take weight loss as an example. You want to start looking at aspects, how many people are searching for weight loss, how are they finding weight loss sites, what is the current environment for weight loss products, so what's out there, what's out there in terms of books, in terms of magazines, in terms of existing information, newsletters, paid membership sites, in terms of high-end DVD, boot camp types products. Very important to scope the market and get a sense for just what is already out there. Third that's very important in terms of scoping the existing market is to look at distribution channels, avenues to get your message out to the market. So online, what does that mean? Well, newsletters, absolutely. So how many newsletters could you see advertising in or being able to write articles for if you were to launch a product within this business? And websites, for sure, quality websites, forums, discussion forums. How many discussion forums are there around your particular niche topic? So you really want to get a handle on, those are all distribution channels. Those are methods by which you're going to be able to get your message to the market in a cost-effective way with your online business. So you want to scope that out. In terms of keyword research, that's a common way and a very common way people will research a market. A couple of points on that. First of all, keyword research is very valuable. It's a good first step. But what you want to do with keyword research is hone in on a couple of specific things. You want to look, if it's a high-level topic like weight loss, for example, don't ignore all of those, the low-hanging fruit, I call it, which is the 3-word and 4-word search phrases that a lot of people search for. So it might be weight loss diet tips or weight loss fitness program or woman's weight loss program. To hone in on those, because those will give you the sub-niches to operate in within what sometimes is a very large niche. It will clue you into ideas for specific opportunities you may not have thought of. The other aspect of keyword research, don't stop there. It's a beginning point, it's a starting point. Great tool for researching, great tool for maybe doing an initial litmus test or initial test, but don't stop there. There's so much more to do, and that's what we're going to talk about next. So, point number 2, once you've done your market research in terms of what's out there today, you want to try and size your market. 2 important factors. Number 1, you want to be able to get an idea for how many people are in that particular market. Now this it's not an absolute science. One way to do it is to go to magazines that may deal with your niche market. Look at their subscriber rates. Get an idea for how many participants are there in the marketplace that have subscribed to magazines. You can look for market studies. You can search Google for market studies on your niche market. And sometimes, consumer studies or technical studies, if it's a technical topic, will have sized the market out for you, or at least made some predictions. The other thing you want to do is just try and get an idea of how many people are buying within that market. And you can do that really well by going to things like top sellers lists on eBay. You can go to Amazon and look at books within your niche and even your sub-niche on those topics and look for the sales rank that they'll give you on every page against an Amazon book that will give you a feel for, where does it rank in terms of other topics or other niche market avenues you might be pursuing. So sizing the market's number 2. Number 3 is trend watching. Keeping an eye on what some of the macro level trends are, the demographic trends, trends that have to do with how people use products in your space, the interest in the topics. Here's some of the ways you can do that. You can go to trendwatching.com, which is a cool monthly trending service, and you can get the free newsletter, but you can even subscribe to more services that gives you kind of the pulse of broad macro level trends, and every once in a while you'll find something on there that directly relates to your topic. It's very interesting. The other thing you can do, go to Google Trends and look at some of the trends against your keyword searches and demand trends. You can just keep your ear to the ground, understand what your market is talking about, understand the motivation behind the questions, say at discussion forums. We'll tap into trends. You'll see patterns. What we're looking for is consistent trends and patterns of both demand and of buying behavior. And so you want to take that into account when you're doing your niche market research. Number 4, you want to test the market. Once you've been able to narrow it down to a couple of niche market topics, and your keyword demand, you're satisfied with that, you're seeing there's some evidence of products springing up, it might be aligned with a trend or two that you've got a good feeling for. By the way, it's also good if you can base this on some advantage that you have based on experience or your own interests. This will help you as you build your business in the future. But after you've done all that, then the next thing you want to do is you want to try and test the market. Nobody can 100% guarantee that what you've picked is going to work. So the only way you can really get a good feel for whether the market will respond is by going out and testing it. And we have a whole system over at infomarketerzone.com that we explain to our members on how you can actually launch test sites, test products, low-end test products, test membership sites to get a feeling for a market, get an initial idea of how many people opt into your information, how many people buy low-end products, how many people subscribe to various things you can offer them. Really simple, fast, within a matter of a couple weeks. And like I said, cost-effective methods to test the commercial value of your market. And that is something that almost nobody is doing out there. It's an exceptionally powerful model for picking an online business. And number 5, finally, once you've done all that and you've got a really good sense of which market you're going to go into, you got to start thinking about how are you going to position yourself in that market. And all of those other things should help you when you've been able to identify what's already out there, you understand the demand, and you can identify maybe a gap or an opportunity that's left unfilled. And you really want to make sure that you position your solution system into that gap so that you can enter the market with a big splash in a high demand area with a really unique position that nobody else is doing. That's how you guarantee success for your online business. So that's it for today. It's Jeff Smith from HigherTrustMarketing.com and InfoMarketerZone.com. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.